and welcome in and a happy Black Friday to you here. It is the NBA Tip-Off Show, and we are powered, of course, by WagerTalk.com. Hope your Thanksgiving went well. Hope it was a profitable one. If not, we got plenty of NBA action here to get us going as we get ready to head into the weekend. And, of course, we'll point you in the right direction as best we can with two of our favorites here on the NBA Tip-Off Show as we welcome back in the prop god, Mr. Andy Lang in the house, as well as Double R1L. That would be Steve Merrill. We do have a great opportunity for you guys here in honor of Black Friday right through Cyber Monday, a way for you to partner up with both of these guys. We'll let you know how that works coming up, but let's get to the contrarian gods because we are already one game in here to the slate as Orlando and the Boston Celtics are doing some battle right now, which is a pretty good game here right now. But we got a good one coming up tonight, too, in Minnesota. And the Sacramento Kings are going to be in Minnesota, in fact. And they're getting 4 in this one here. A lot of love in the marketplace for the Minnesota Timberwolves here. And listen, it should be. They're one of the better defensive teams in the association. But we're giving them a little too much credit here tonight in this matchup. And talk to me here, Andy. What are you thinking in this matchup here? I'm seeing nearly 76% of the tickets on Minnesota, but this line's not moving. Is there a Timberwolf or Kings bet in your future, maybe?
Yeah, the Timberwolves, you look at their defensive numbers, and their defensive numbers have fallen off a little bit. I mean, they were on such a torrid defensive pace to start the year that, it does kind of make sense. So, they weren't going to be able to play that hardcore of defense for the entire year. But that being said, they've their only loss is a game at Phoenix, and scheduling wise, it's a nightmare for Sacramento. So I totally get the line. I get why people would be fading them. I mean, going back to last Wednesday, they're at Lakers, nice win. At San Antonio, nice win. Everyone's doing that. Nice win at New Orleans. And then they dropped 2 in a row at New Orleans. Obviously didn't play yesterday, but then again at Minnesota, and then they're off. So you wonder, are they excited to be playing their last road game on this trip, or are they over it? This to me is a classic contrarian gods. I'm with you that it's strange that the line hasn't moved. Maybe the contrarian gods are not letting it move for a very specific reason. Like you would look at this and you would say, well, of course it's Minnesota, but I don't know. I liked Philadelphia the other night, and then all of a sudden Joel Embiid isn't there, so they get a really nice easy win there. They beat up New York. They beat up the Pelicans at home. It's just not really a team I want to fade. So I will side with the contrarian gods just because they are the contrarian gods. But I do like this Harrison Barnes over 17.5 points, rebounds, and assists if you're looking at a player prop. So without De'Aaron Fox in the lineup, it's very strange. He's gone under the last 5 games without De'Aaron Fox. Last 3 games with De'Aaron Fox, he's got 22, 20, and 25. So maybe it's Fox getting him involved. Maybe it's more defensive attention on Fox that leaves him open. But for whatever reason, Barnes tends to stack the stat sheet a lot more with De'Aaron Fox in the lineup. And right now, looking at the lineups, it looks like Fox is going to play. So I will stay away from betting a side in this one, and I'll just go with Harrison Barnes to continue his nice little run on the points, rebounds, and assist category.
All right, good stuff there. It's an interesting game here, Merrill. I mean, I'm only seeing Keegan Murray still out for Sacramento. Jaden McDaniels looks like he is out for the Timberwolves. So for the most part, all the key players are available. This line is not moving, but awful lot of tickets and money here on the home Minnesota Timberwolves here. How do you see it?
Well, I think it's because it's a very short line for what's been one of the best teams in the NBA this season. They're 11-3 straight up, taking on an 8-6 Kings team who has a losing record on the road, yet they're only laying the 3.5 to 4 points. And Minnesota is a legitimate 11-3 team. If you look at the net rating, biggest difference in the NBA this year between offensive rating and defensive rating, the Timberwolves have the best defensive rating in the league, and they have the 3rd best overall net rating. So this is a good team, and I think they remain a little bit underrated here. And if you look at them, they've been getting it done against the spread as well. 11-3 straight up, 67% against the spread in those games. So I'm not looking to fade Minnesota right now. I will say this: after the Thanksgiving break, I think we have to be a little cautious tonight. I have one strong best bet, a game I really like tonight for my clients, but I took it easy on the other games because everybody was off yesterday. Everybody played Wednesday. You do have to be a little bit worried maybe about a funky night here on Friday.
Yeah, no, it's a good point there. It's never not your typical Friday here coming out of the holiday and an off day here as I think Tua just threw another interception. So let's yeah, it's just fantastic. It's getting better and better by the minute. We do have, of course, a featured matchup we want to take a look at. It is the one of the late night games here, and it's an intriguing matchup with the New Orleans Pelicans taking on the Clippers. Now, the Pelicans have been red hot, really starting to play some quality basketball here. While the Clippers, although they have played or won rather 3 in a row, yeah, well, they beat the Sisters of the Poor 3 times. I wouldn't exactly be bragging about those wins, but they are laying 5 at home. The Pelicans with Zion and company. They seem to have figured it out here. Still no CJ McCollum. But for the most part, everyone else is available here. So what are you thinking, Andy, in this matchup tonight? Any props you'd be focusing in on?
Don't you worry about a thing. I'm sure James Harden kept in shape on Thanksgiving. I'm sure he, worked out. I'm sure he was minding his P's and Q's over the holidays. So I'm sure he's in really, really good shape. So I really like the Pelicans here.
I can't.
I know. I just saw what you just saw.
I just can't. I can't.
Sorry.
I can't.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry if you're watching this later. We just watched live the Dolphins return a Hail Mary for an interception touchdown. So
First half, never in doubt.
Oh,
first half, never in doubt. All right, so
wow.
there is a fascinating player prop in this game that everyone should keep their eye on, and I'm going to surprise everybody. Steve, Joe, do you guys even know who this Jordan Hawkins is? And have you seen what he's been doing? This Jordan Hawkins is really, really impressive. He has gone over his points, rebounds, and assist number. Tonight is at 13.5. He's gone over 10 straight. He's gone over this in 13 out of 15 games. He comes off the bench, which I think is fantastic because this Clippers bench does not have any good defenders on it, in my opinion. And this is a guy who had a 31-point game earlier this season. This guy is getting it done in this category. 18, 16, 21, 16, 34 in his last few games. And I know this Clippers, they play a little bit of a slow pace, but in these last 3 games where they beat up the Spurs twice and they won against the Rockets, despite those 3 wins and those opponents, they're still 23rd in defensive rating over those last 3 games. I just don't buy this Clippers team right now, and I think this is a really good spot to take a bench guy to go over his points, rebounds, and assists.
So we do have, and they both have opposite sides of backing here. What I mean by that is even the Clippers on a 3-game winning streak. They're only 5-8 against the number this year, but the Pelicans have been very profitable. 9-5-1 against the number here as well. It's been very Clipper as a series goes, Merrill, over time. I believe the Clippers are now 9-1 straight up and against the spread in the last 10 meetings between these two teams. But I think it's fair enough to say that these two teams are in totally different spots than what they have over the last couple of years. So are you laying the 5 with the Clippers? Do you have that kind of confidence here?
No, I need to see them beat a real team like you and Andy talked about. I mean, they just beat the Spurs back-to-back games before the break here, and San Antonio's the worst team in the NBA the last couple of weeks. And, of course, they beat Houston right before that. But let's not forget they lost 6 in a row, including 5 straight once Harden joined the lineup until those 3 recent wins. And let's contrast that to what the Pelicans have been doing here over the past week or so. They lost to Dallas, and they came right back and beat Dallas by 21, beat Denver, the defending world champs, as a home dog. Their only loss over the last 5 games straight up is a 1-point loss against Minnesota, who I just mentioned is 11-3 straight up. And they beat the Kings back-to-back games as a dog. So they've actually now won 4 of their last 5 games outright as an underdog. They've covered all 5 of those games ATS as an underdog, with the only loss coming by 1 point. So, yeah, I'm not ready to get in front of the Pelicans. No question about that. And then I'm not sold on the Clippers still. I need to see them beat a real team. I'm still not a big Harden fan. We've talked about it for years on this show. They have 4 potential Hall of Famers on the court at one time. You don't need that many on the court at one time. In fact, I think it's a detriment to have that many stars out there. Harden did play 36 minutes in the last game against the Spurs, only took 7 field goal attempts, which is weird because he'd had double-digit field goal attempts the previous 4 games. He was taking more shots, getting more minutes. We'll see how it plays out tonight. But no, I'm not looking to fade the Pelicans, and I'm not ready to get on board with the Clippers. So I like New Orleans in this one, plus the 5 points.
Yeah, makes total sense. Got to see it. Seeing is believing here, but certainly like the direction of where the Pelicans are heading. Now, before we get to our overtime segment here, want to welcome those of you in for the very first time here on the NBA Tip-Off Show, powered by WagerTalk.com. Great opportunity for you to partner up with Andy, Steve, or anybody at our Wager Talk TV family here. All you have to do is hop on over to the website, WagerTalk.com. Visit them on the page, as we do have a Black Friday through Cyber Monday opportunity in getting 90 days. That is 3 months of all access, all plays, all sports, for less than $47 a week. That is 90 days, every sport, every pick from your favorite handicapper. No coupon code needed. Just visit these guys over on their page at WagerTalk.com. Gotta love that. And also, make sure you guys are smashing that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you guys are new to us here at Wager Talk. Now, let's focus on a total, because we've got an interesting one here tonight. Always, we talk a lot about the highest totals on the board, but we do like to mix in some of the lower totals on the board. And with no surprise, or maybe it is, with the Knicks and the Heat going at it here tonight, 212. It is one of the lower ones that we have actually seen, because it actually resembles more of a game that there is defense actually played. We're still waiting to see. I believe Bam is now probable. Duncan Robinson is out, but that's about it. Everyone else, the usual suspects, are available in this game. It feels a little bit low given what we have seen from this Miami and New York team offensively. But what are you thinking here, Andy? Is there anybody in particular you would focus in on here in the prop betting market?
I agree. It does feel low. I don't quite understand the line. I guess you just say, well, it's the Heat and the Knicks. It's going to be a Eastern Conference rock fight. I don't know. The Knicks have gone over this total in 6 out of their last 7. The Heat have gone over in 10 out of their last 12. So I would lean over in this one. And yeah, I was nervous about this game, and then Bam gets upgraded to probable. So it looks like he's going to be there. And yeah, Duncan Robinson's a little bit of a, it's gonna be missing, but I don't. This Heat team total 103.5. Yeah, sign me up for that. This is a Heat team that's won a bunch of games in a row, and when they win, they're scoring a lot of points. 129, 118, 122, 111, 118, 117. You get the gist. Like when they win, they score a pretty decent amount of points. So I think they're a live dog in here. I wouldn't be too worried about Duncan Robinson being out. And when you look at the Knicks, I mean, it's just a couple of guys scoring points for them, and that's about it. I looked at Jalen Brunson. I looked at Julius Randle. I'll go with him to go over his point total. I mean, the nice thing about the Knicks is when you're looking at props, there's really no question who's going to be doing a bulk of the scoring. It's just a couple of guys. It's Barrett, it's Brunson, and it's Randle. They only have 4 guys averaging double digits. So I'll take Randle over 20.5. He's gone over in 8 straight games. I don't know if you've noticed, he's not scared to shoot the ball, warranted or not. A lot of time on the shot clock or not, he was not scared to shoot the ball. So he's going to get his volume. So I'll take Randle. I think you would be fine with Brunson and or Randle because these are the guys taking all the shots. So it's a little bit of an obvious play, but I can't ignore 8 straight games in a game that I think this total is way too low on.
Yeah, I'm with you here. It does feel low, Merrill. I mean, I get it. Both teams capable of playing some defense when they want. Both teams capable of dropping threes when they want. It does seem a little low here. Does it seem low to you, or is it just simply an under or not for you in this spot?
It'd be an under or not. You know how I feel about the lowest totals and the highest totals. You blindly
Mm-hmm.
play them over or you pass. You blindly play these under or pass. And it's low for a reason. I mean, let's just look at how this season's played out so far. Knicks right now, the second slowest team out of all 30 in the NBA this season. Heat are 25th out of 30 as far as pace. So these are two of the slowest teams in the league. Both teams are average to below average offensively at different metrics I look at. They're both above average defensively, and they're both rested today off. So I think it comes down to a defensive half court grind. And, yes, the Knicks have gone over in 9 of their 14 games with one push. They're 9-4 with a push this year to the over. But I think that's a little bit misleading as well. Some of those have come against faster paced teams. If you recall back at the beginning of the season, they had a span in which they went under 6 out of 7 games. The only over in that span actually was the Atlanta game. So, the fast paced teams have gotten New York going over at times this year. I misspoke, by the way, 9-4 against the spread. I was going to say, I thought they're 8-5 over under, 8 to the under, 5 overs, 9-4 ATS, because they went under 6 of those 7. Hawks sped them up back in game 2. But overall, the Knicks like to control tempo, and I think Miami's okay playing half court as well. You're right. It is going to come down to 3-pointers. We talk about the high totals. You need a lot to go right. Well, you kind of need a lot to go right for these low totals as well. Let's hope the teams don't shoot lights out from 3, and that'll end up pushing it over. But they're pretty both good defensive teams. I think that'll make the difference here. And I can't help but think back 25 plus years ago, Joe, when you were center court front row and Jeff Van Gundy was holding on to Alonzo Mourning's leg in the April game in the playoffs. These teams would have played in the 180s, 190s probably back then. So, it's nothing like that, but I think it goes under tonight.
All right, listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it there. It's low for a reason, Merrill says. Yep, certainly both teams capable of shutting the other offense down. We'll see how that one goes. But we do have a loaded card here tonight. One game underway as of coming to you guys live right now, and that being Orlando and Boston. But let's take a look here at some of the dogs that may be barking here tonight, Robert.
That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. And anybody got to say anything, you let me know. That's my dog.
All right, let's check some of these dogs out here. The Grizz are a dog, as are the Bulls, Wizards, Pistons. The Heat, though, also a dog in that game against the Knicks. You got the Rockets. The Kings we talked about, and of course the Spurs and Pelicans. So interesting selection here, a little potpourri of dog action here tonight, Andy. Is there one that may stick out to you here among them all?
Yeah, if I'm getting 5 points with a Miami Heat team that has only lost one time since back to November 3rd, yeah, I'll take all 5 of those points. I don't think Duncan Robinson is worth that much, and this is a Knicks team that could be pretty one-dimensional. When the Knicks win, they do win by margin, but you look at who they beat. There's Charlotte twice in there. There's the Washington Wizards. There's the San Antonio Spurs. So I don't think they should be laying 5 points to a Miami Heat team. So this line was really, really strange to me. Didn't make any sense. Maybe I'm a sucker for it, but I'll take the Heat +5.
Yeah, no, listen, I can't argue with you there. It does seem a little strange in such a low total gain to be laying that there. But what do you think, Merrill, here? Opportunity for a barking dog tonight?
Yeah, we're going to take the ultimate dog, the worst team in the NBA that I referenced earlier. And if the Spurs are going to cover, and that's a big if. By the way, they did cover against the Clippers in the revenge game on Wednesday. This is a San Antonio team that's now lost, 10 straight. And they'd gone 0-8-1 ATS in those first 9 losses. So this is definitely an ugly dog. But as I said at the start of the show, weird things can happen on Friday. And hey, look, they covered on Wednesday. I think weird things happen on Wednesday as well. When you have a holiday, a complete day off in between, kind of like a mini all-star break, all right. I'm looking for underdogs for that reason. And I also want nothing to do with Golden State. Let's not forget this team has lost 7 of their last 8 outright. And they have not covered any of their past 7 games. And they're laying double digits here. So it's not necessarily a play on the Spurs. It's a little bit of a fade of Golden State. But for that reason, I think the Spurs might get a rare cover tonight. at +10.
All right, looking at him getting plus double digits. Can't go wrong with that either. So we've got ourselves a couple of big game breakdowns, focusing on totals, looked at the dogs. It is time for some best bets out of these two. And of course, we throw 60 seconds on the clock. Pretty simple stuff. They can do whatever the hell they want with that 60 seconds. Just drop us a best bet in there. Andy, lead us off here, my man. Clock is up. What do you got for a best bet here tonight?
Best bet's actually going to be a 3-pointers made prop, but want to remind everybody, take advantage of this 7-day pass for $69. We do it Thanksgiving week every year. It's one of the best promotions we do. It's a great chance to try out a handicapper. If you have not tried them out, or if you like them and you've tried them out before, grab 7 days for only $69. We're coming into the weekend. This deal is only up for a couple more days. You get all sports. We're on a really nice run, 6-3, last 9 NFL bets, 8-1 in NHL, and we got a really, really loaded card for tonight. Got an NBA best bet is up. For a show best bet, there is one guy who has gone over his made 3-pointers prop 7 games in a row that's playing tonight. No, it's not Steph Curry. No, it's not Klay Thompson. It is one Alex Caruso who has made 2 or more 3-pointers in 7 straight games. His line is 1.5 at only -104. The streak lives on. Give me Alex Caruso over 1.5 made threes.
All right, boom. Covering it up, ready to roll here tonight. All right, so Merrill, a lot of opportunities here on the board. You mentioned you might have a big play here tonight, so 60 seconds here. Give us one for the show.
I'm going to give you a free over-under for tonight that I think has some value in the NBA, a late game for Friday. My strongest play tonight, though, is an NBA side selection. You might want to pay attention. Number 1 ranked in the NBA going back to January 1st this calendar year, 2023, up over 100 units this calendar year in the NBA alone. College and pro football sides, number 1 the past 2 years combined at WagerTalk, and I have a college football side tonight on Friday. So, yes, a 2-for-1 Friday night special, NBA side and college football side right now. 2-for-1 special. Get them tonight, or as Andy said, get everything for the next 7 days and nights for just $69. Steve Merrill, WagerTalk.com. Let's look at a free play on the late game tonight in the NBA at 10:30 Eastern. Take a look at over 226 between the Clippers and Pelicans. Clippers have only gone over once since James Harden joined the lineup, but I think this line is now adjusted too low. Pelicans have gone, every one of their games been total 226 or higher, 5 of the last 6. This total is cheap, and I look for an offensive output from both teams tonight over the total between the Clippers and Pelicans at 10:30 Eastern.
Boom, there you go. A little late night action as well. So a little something for everyone here tonight. So don't forget, take advantage, guys, of the Cyber Monday, Black Friday right through Cyber Monday. That means Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Take advantage of 3 months, every sport, every pick from your favorite handicapper, less than $47 per week. That is a awesome deal. Just our way of wishing you and your family a very safe, happy, and profitable weekend. So partner up with one of these guys. Just visit them at their page at WagerTalk.com. No coupon needed. All right. It's amazing, though. By the time we finish the show, nobody else has picked sixth or scooped and scored, but there is still a half to go in this disgusting Jets and Dolphins game. We also have plenty of college football, college basketball, all available here as we've got all the games coming up this weekend previewed. All you got to do is go ahead, click on that video on your screen right now and make plans to come back and join us again on Monday as we start a brand new week. A lot going on here this time of year. Hope you had a great holiday. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Good luck.